Hello, hello, hello. Good morning. This is Robin from Roaming with Rover. Thank you so much for joining me back today on, I believe we're on day 4. Yes, day 4 of the 12 days of Christmas. And we are going to try another tea. So today we have Desjardins Premium First Flush. So we already learned about what that means. Let's get it brewing here. This should be a nice dark black tea. And we already tried the second flush. And we learned that that would be a little darker than the first flush. So let's get that to brewing. Dip that up and down a little bit here. Turn that down just a little bit, please. Got some Christmas music going, but it's a little bit loud. Okay, so what we learned before, the Desjardins tea, black tea, it's 100% black tea, and the difference between the first flush and the second flush was when it is grown and cut. So the first flush is cut in the spring and the second flush is cut in the summer. And the first flush is it won't brew as dark and it won't be as strong as a flavor as the second flush. The second flush, darker and stronger. So we are gonna let that seep a little bit, and it looks just like a basic tea. Smells just like a basic tea. Smells a little leafy. Doesn't smell as much like a basic black tea as some of the other ones do. And that might be the Desjardins leaf. Definitely smells leafier than some of the other black teas do. I do remember that I did enjoy the second flush. I enjoyed it perfectly fine. Yesterday's tea with the rose and everything, as it cooled down and I drank it more, I enjoyed it quite a bit. I did not notice any unusual flavors that from all the different things that were in it, the pistachio and the almonds and all that different stuff. Really didn't notice hardly any of those flavorings. It just tasted like tea. It was quite good. I wouldn't turn it down. I wouldn't go out of my way to get it, but it tasted perfectly fine. So this one, it's not getting real dark. It's staying very light. So we'll see how it goes. I don't see anything in here except leaves. I don't see any seeds or anything odd. Nothing weird floating around in there. Not all. So yesterday I had a lovely, lovely visit with my granddaughter. We spent a couple, 3 hours just sitting and visiting and chatting over lunch. And that was really, really a nice visit. We have quite a full day going on today, mostly errands and things, getting ready. What was I going to say? I was going to say getting ready for the new year, but it isn't at all. It's nothing at all for that. So I don't know where that came from, but just running errands, basically doing nothing exciting at all. Tonight, however, we have plans to drive over to Coeur d'Alene where they have this beautiful light show. And I don't know how long they keep it up. I was kind of surprised that it was still going on. So we get to go over there with some friends and go see the beautiful light show tonight. If possible, I will take some video of that and show you some of the gorgeous lights, and I'll put up some videos of that. I'm looking forward to it. They do an amazing job of their light displays over there. It's a huge resort, privately owned, and they do the lights in the resort are phenomenal. And then they have a huge pathway that they do all kinds of little miniature scenes, and then we'll take a boat trip around the perimeter of the lake where they have different scenes set up all over. And so that is something, I haven't done it in quite some time. And sometimes it's so cold that you have to sit inside and you can't see the scenes as well. But this year it's not nearly as cold, so we'll still have to dress warm, but it won't be so cold that we won't be able to sit outside and see the scenes very, very well. So that's exciting. We were invited to go do that with some friends, and so I'm really looking forward to that tonight. So that's going to be really, really, really fun and exciting to do that. So that's our big adventure today that we're looking forward to. And okay, it's starting to smell more like tea. It's not getting dark at all. It's about as dark as you would expect a green tea to be. So this is not getting dark at all. Let's see if we can taste it. Hope it's not too hot still. Get all that tea out of the strainer, all the liquid, so it doesn't make a mess. Okay, let's see what we got going on here. It definitely tastes like a black tea, but it has that earthy, leafy taste as well. It isn't bad. It is not bad, but it definitely tastes different than a basic black tea would taste. I'm going to set that back in there, let it steep a little longer. Definitely tastes different. And it could, again, just be the Desjardins style of tea. Definitely tastes different. Our weather has been quite mild for this time of year. Low 40s, high 30s, low 40s, which, I mean, we're still getting frost on the window and you're definitely wearing a coat outside. But I could even get away, you know, just driving around the car, I could get away with the sweatshirt. By the time the car warms up and the heater's on, my coat's almost too much. So I could definitely get away with wearing a sweatshirt out and about in the car. But once you get outside, it's chilly. It's too chilly for me, but you know, I'm kind of a wimp. And definitely hat and gloves is, if I had a hat and gloves and this, just basically back and forth to buildings and things, I would probably be quite comfortable. So, I don't know. I still like to have my coat though. I do like to have my coat. I really am a weenie when it comes to this weather. I don't like the cold. I don't like being cold. I'm really glad we don't. I know everybody likes to have the white Christmas. The frost is white Christmas enough for me. It really is. And I love the snow. I love the pictures of the snow. I like the snow in the trees. I think it's beautiful. I just don't want to deal with it. I don't want to drive in it. I don't want to walk in it. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to have to shovel it. Not that I have to. Mr. takes care of that. Miss Morgan takes care of that. I don't have to deal with that. You know, but I still will whine about it. I am definitely going to whine about it. So, and we do have a little snowblower, so we, you know, but I am still going to whine about it. I do not like driving in it. We have a terrible, terrible hill where we live. And there's a lot of times where our roads get shut down and we can't get off the hill when the snow is bad. In fact, the first bad snow we had, I don't know, maybe 3-4 weeks ago, was it? Miss Morgan couldn't get home. She was at the bottom of the hill and they shut the roads down. She couldn't get home. She had to go stay at a relative. She went and stayed at her mom's house because she couldn't get back home to us. Luckily, she didn't have to work that night. So it gets bad. And we knew that when we bought this place, that the roads, and we're like, well, you know, we don't have to drive to work, but still, it's something that it happens, and it happens quite frequently up here. Anytime we get a bad snow, the roads get shut down. So, and there are ways to get off the hill, but they're not, you know, you have to go down over there and down and around, and but the buses can't get by, and it's a thing. It is definitely a thing. So we have to be aware of that. Oh. Yeah, this isn't bad. It's not bad. I do not think I would go out of my way to order Desjardins tea. It definitely has an earthier flavor than a basic black tea does. I don't mind it. Again, if it was offered to me, I would definitely take it. I would not go out of my way to order it or to purchase it or to find it. But just to drink it, I'm perfectly happy with it. So do you guys have problems with snow in your area? Do you get the snow? Are you getting the snow? I know middle of the country, there is a great deal of snow. A lot of storms coming through. That's something that you have to take into consideration quite a bit. And then there's other parts of the country where they're not getting snow, they're getting rain, they're getting terrible winds. And there's a lot worse things than a little bit of snow to worry about as far as weather goes. So I know that we are blessed. I know that we are blessed. And I do appreciate that, but I'm still gonna whine about it. I hope that you can take a few moments and sit and relax and have a cuppa. Thank you so much for spending the time with me. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.